everyone being here. We're going to open the meeting up with our superintendent's report.
We have a lot going on in the district, and I'm not going to talk about any of it tonight. Really, for my last report, I just want to mostly recognize and thank the people that are here, and including our board members. And if I can take a moment, I'm sure that my wife is trying to get my son to take it. Is that right? Yeah, he's as much a social butterfly as anybody that we have. Well, it goes without saying that this job is a job for a family to assume, and I want to just take a special moment to recognize and thank my wife, Candace, who I think some of her friends joked and called her Floops, the First Lady of Owensboro Public Schools over the years. But she actually has been there with me at countless athletic competitions, countless arts performances, not just when our kids were here and involved, but always. So we've got some athletic passes that we just got, and we'll be back and involved in that and with our arts programs. So to Candace, thank you for assuming that role, and then my two children, Nicholas and Caroline, and Nicholas has a friend, Ashton, here tonight. But these two have worn, it's not easy to be kids of a superintendent sometimes when you're in school, and they have shown a lot of grace and have been, honestly, I can't imagine better representatives of our school system, but the two of them and my wife. So I really do appreciate that. Also here tonight is my mother-in-law, Nancy. Where's Nancy back there? And then Chris and Stacy Caslin, my brother-in-law, sister-in-law. I think their girls were here earlier, who are a couple of which are students here in the system. So it really has been a family affair for us, and I'm very thankful to have the support and the friendship and the what we've had over the last 6.5 years. I also, when you look at a school district, the backbone of any school district are your principals. And I mean to tell you, worked with some really great principals, and you can't do this job without having really quality people running the schools and giving them the latitude to run their schools. So, from the high schools that we have all the way through our elementary programs, our preschool programs, I've worked with a lot of really good ones here, and we're very blessed to have high quality principals. They are really the backbone of the school district. And so I'm very thankful to them. I told them the last time we were together that without them, the success that I've been able to have would not have been possible, and so it is very true. And then, of course, at the central office level, I've been blessed to have a great team. I think I'm leaving this organization with arguably the best core team at central office that we have had as a school district for a long, long time. And I go back from my days in the Davis County Public Schools, working at the central office, and I work very closely with the central administration here. And I can tell you, the team that we have here right now is as strong as I've ever seen. So I'm very blessed to have the chief officers that I've had to work with, the directors, at the pupil personnel level, Kim Johnson back there at special education. I just can't even begin to tell you how thankful every day I am for the work that she's done, and Lynn, and now I start calling names, I'm in trouble. So I'm going to quit calling names just not to offend anyone. And then lastly, I do want to thank the board. And I will tell you, in running with other superintendents around the state, not every superintendent is blessed to have a board that isn't a circus sometimes. And we have been blessed in this district to have absolutely high quality individuals from all different types of backgrounds that serve on this Board of Education. So, from those of you that are sitting here today, Jeremy, Melissa, Jeremy, Michael, and Dan, Dan was with me and the group that hired me, and then of course we had John Blaney and Nancy Eskridge and Kate Lozon and Steve Knight. All of them were high quality board members, and I just have been very blessed to work with that board team. So, this district will always be a special place. I'm proud of what we've accomplished. We've seen enrollment increases continuously. We're in good fiscal health. We have about $5 million more in the bank than when I started. And, I'm proud that we've added 21 teachers since I've been here, but only added 7 people to our FTE. So we've really focused on instruction, and we focused on the innovative programs that I think have really put us on the map in a lot of ways. So I'm proud of that work. There's still a lot of work to be done. We still have to fight for funding. We still have to look at the teaching profession. We have started work on a career ladder that I think is important work that needs to continue, because the teaching profession is not millennial friendly. We have to figure out how to change our profession so that we can begin to attract the kind of people that we have been accustomed to attracting in this school district over the years. And of course, our innovation programs are really important things that we'll have to continue to focus on. So, we have challenging times. It's actually more dangerous to be a kid in our country now than it was 10 years ago. Child well-being is a challenge, and that's one thing that I'm very proud of in OPS, is that we focus on the whole child and those dangers that a lot of our children face in other communities and in other school districts that don't really face the same way here. And that's something that we do very well here in this school district. And learning is the ultimate form of power. We're never defeated as long as we have the power to learn. And so understanding that that's our core mission, I think we're in the right place, in the right direction. Dr. Constant, I wish you the best in the interim. I wish you the best for your future endeavors, whatever they may be. I encourage you, and I hope that you decide to seek this position, because I think you're a formidable candidate that this board will pay attention to. And I just wish the board and the staff and everyone here the very best. It's been a great 6.5 years. It's bittersweet. I hate to leave, but I'm ready for a little bit of a different challenge. So I appreciate you working with me in this rather unorthodox way to leave, but I think the district is in great shape and ready for the next height. So my best to you. Anybody? Nobody? Oh, I didn't know if you said okay. Well, once again, I appreciate your continued support, and I'll always be in the corner for OPS. And this is a great place, hard to leave, but really one of the finest school districts that you'll find anywhere. Mr. Chair, thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. That was, that might have been your best one yet.
That was the longest one. I'm surprised, Dan.
So moving on, we will now move to board recognitions, and we will continue our focus here on our superintendent. And I will start. I have a citation of appreciation that is presented, was presented by Suzanne Miles, who could not be here tonight.
Suzanne Frankfurt.
Okay, so I will read this. Citation of appreciation. House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Kentucky hereby recognizes and honors Dr. Nicholas Brake upon stepping down as a respected superintendent of the Owensboro Independent School District, following more than 20 years of exceptional service as an administrator and university and high school educator. Under Dr. Brake's inspired leadership, Owensboro Independent was named by AASA as one of the 25 most innovative school districts in the United States, implemented a district-wide literacy program which resulted in elementary reading scores rising by 20%, middle school scores improving by 25% on the state assessment, and recognized by the Kennedy Center with the coveted award for the performing arts. Inasmuch as this distinguished educator and administrator has worked tirelessly and diligently sought enlightenment and knowledge in doctoral and postdoctoral studies during the course of his career in order to provide the best possible education and educational opportunities to the youth of his community and this Commonwealth, while providing unwavering support to the teachers and administrators of his district, and has earned the utmost admiration and gratitude of his students, colleagues, and the myriad citizens who have benefited from his hard work, integrity, commitment to his profession. The members of this august body are delighted to join Representative Suzanne Miles in offering sincere commendation and gratitude to Dr. Nicholas Brake for his exemplary service and extending to him best wishes for every future success as he embraces new opportunities in his new areas of endeavor. This was signed on December the 6th, 2019 by Speaker of the House, David Osborne, and then our Representative Suzanne Miles. So, now we'll recognize the Honorable Tom Johnson.
I guess I go over here.
Yes,
I like sitting over there. Well, there are a lot of things you do as mayor, as I'm sure superintendent, that you don't have that much fun at. This is pretty cool. So I'm very happy to be here. I'm a product of OHS. Started in 1955, so I'm glad council's here, so I'm not the oldest guy in the room. Do I? Graduated from OHS in 55. I started at Washington, Southern Junior High, OHS, and by far I was influenced by so many good teachers, Pointer, Hicks, you just name them. They were just unbelievable people, and you've always, I think this school's always continued to carry on that tradition. So I have a proclamation here I'd like to read. The problem with proclamations is trying to get all the stuff on one page, because when I got Dr. Brake's CV, I've never seen anything like it in my life. And I've done a bunch of these. So at the end of it, I'm going to say see attachment, because I'm telling you, it's
I'm using that to
unreal.
get a job.
Do what?
I said I'm trying to use that to get a job, so.
Well, I think they go to sleep, there's so much in to read, so you better let me call them for you.
Thank you.
So on behalf of the citizens of Owensboro, all our employees and all our retirees, today I'd like to do this proclamation. Whereas Dr. Nicholas Brake was born in Covington, Kentucky on May the 10th, 1967, to parents Nicholas W. and Cyrilla Brake. A graduate of Covington Catholic High School, Dr. Brake was all-state in soccer and was inducted into the Northern Kentucky Sports Hall of Fame. He is a devoted husband, his wife Candace, and their loving father to his children, Anna Caroline and Nicholas Caslin. Whereas Dr. Brake holds a Bachelor's of Arts in History and Secondary Education and a minor in Political Science and Journalism from Northern Kentucky University College of Arts and Sciences, a Master's of Arts in History from Western Kentucky University, Potter College of Arts and Letters, and a PhD in Education Leadership and Policy from the University of Louisville College of Education and Human Development, along with completing numerous, and I mean numerous, postdoctoral academic studies. And whereas Dr. Brake has served as Dean of Liberal Arts Academy at Davis County High School, Director of Curriculum, Research and Assessment at Davis County Public Schools, Dean/Vice President of Owensboro Community and Technical College, President and CEO of the Greater Owensboro Economic Development Corporation, and most recently the Superintendent of Owensboro Independent School District. And whereas since beginning his career in the education field 28 years ago, Dr. Brake has taught at Davis County High School, Liberal Arts Academy, Progressive University Department of History, Orangeboro Community and Technical College Humanities Division, and Western Kentucky University Departments of History, Political Science, Educational Leadership and Research, and Educational Leadership Doctoral Program. And whereas Dr. Brake's passion for his career is evident through his service to his profession, not only locally, but also statewide and nationally, Dr. Brake has continued his professional learning at some of the most prestigious institutes, colleges, and foundations, such as Harvard Graduate School of Education, New Tech Network, University of Chicago, Urban Education Institution, and more. Whereas Dr. Nicholas Brake has positively influenced the lives of so many people throughout his career and will continue to do so the rest of his life. He is respected by his peers, his employees, his family, friends, students, and I have no doubt that he will continue to do big things wherever he goes. Now therefore, I, Thomas Hart Watson, Mayor of the City of Orangeboro, do hereby proclaim December the 19th, 2019 as Dr. Nicholas Brake Day in the City of Orangeboro, and I urge all citizens to join in recognizing and honoring Dr. Brake for his achievements and outstanding devotion to our community this 19th day of December, 2019. Grip and grin.
Grip and grin, that's right. Gotta get this. Chair's gonna want this.
Center here.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I know to do?
Oh, no, it's grip.
Grip.
This way,
Great.
Lord. Scoot this way, Lord. Get in front of the screen. There we go. All right, now we're talking.
No, let's get this out of time. How's this, Chair?
That's
Look
perfect.
better?
That's perfect.
I've done this before.
There we go. Good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll now recognize Dr. Matthew Constant, our Chief Academic Officer, to say a few words. Maybe one of a few.
Not quite as long as the CD, but. Dr. Brake and I have been joking the last few weeks. He would put me in situations where, he's training me to take this job over. And he would frequently say, "Now, Matthew, I'm not going to talk in this meeting." And you know what happened, right? So, Dr. Brake, don't talk. Since you're a classics guy, and you seem to always harken back to the classics to share wisdom, I thought I might try that. I didn't have to look too far. Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, once said, "You will never do anything in the world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind next to honor." In working either directly or indirectly with you for now a couple of decades, I think courage comes naturally to you, Dr. Brake. Unafraid to challenge, quick to build consensus, completely capable in building strong relationships. You've left every place better than you found it. OPS is certainly no exception to that. When you came to us in 2013, we had just come off a long tenured leader in Dr. Vick. In deciding how to even tackle our organizations, you synthesized every talent you had. You took K-12, you took post-secondary, you took EDC, and you put it to work for us. Before long, you'd met with hundreds of people, and you formed a courageous plan. You have taken an already very strong district, placed trademarks on it that I think will become your legacy, your gifts to us, not just OPS, but the community at large. So several of us in the room collaborated on this part of the presentation. I simply asked the question of my colleagues, what did OPS not have 6 years ago that we now have because of you? There was just too many things I knew that I couldn't, with my brain, think of everything. So here's what we all came up with, and several of us had a hand in this. 6 years ago, we did not have Owensboro Reads. the intense focus on literacy that you brought to us. 6 years ago, we did not have all-day preschool, a feat that I doubted would ever become a reality. 6 years ago, we didn't have the Early Learning Academy, the innovative model that is apparent at Estes and hopefully at more of our elementary schools to come to blend preschool and kindergarten. 6 years ago, we did not have the program Footsteps to Brilliance so that kids could get ready for preschool and kindergarten at home. 6 years ago, we didn't have fifth graders in elementary buildings. By all data points, this move has been so beneficial to us. 6 years ago, we did not have the Owensboro Innovation Academy, Kentucky's first new tech network high school, and another choice in how we do high school. 6 years ago, we didn't have Owensboro Innovation Middle School, Kentucky's first new tech middle school, and another choice of how we do middle school. 6 years ago, we did not have the second nickel. You worked and lobbied tirelessly for legislators on getting that match nickel for us. That work will literally be seen in our building upgrades for generations to come. 6 years ago, we didn't have the STRIVE program, the alternative middle school program which has helped kids and lessen suspension rates. 6 years ago, we didn't have Emerson Academy, the Emerson Academy building that has completely changed the face of our alternative high school education. 6 years ago, we didn't have the administrative intern structure so that we could build our bench for future leaders. 6 years ago, we didn't have the chief structure, so thank you very much for that. 6 years ago, we didn't have the Early College Academy, where now over 30 students have earned associate's degrees while in high school. 6 years ago, we didn't have as much dual credit as we have now with Brescia, KWC, OCTC, WKU, so many opportunities for kids to earn college credits. 6 years ago, we didn't have the Bluegrass Scholars, where kids can be innovative in the way they attack passion projects. 6 years ago, we did not have a Kennedy Center National Award for our arts programs. 6 years ago, we didn't have the expanded community campus model, where you had started that Discover College and just wanted to make it better, and it's going to be better. And 6 years ago, we didn't have Nick Brake. Having just those major highlights, knowing there's so many more I could mention, think for just a moment in the room what life might be like had Dr. Brake not crossed our path. I think all of us can say our world would be very different. You've raised our bar, and whomever comes after you in this permanent role certainly has big shoes to fill and courage to find. I believe, though, as effective leaders in organizations, we care about legacy. Will whatever we help start as a leader live on and past when I'm gone? I think you can rest assured that your legacy will live on, and students for generations to come will be benefiting from your work. I found such a fitting quote on legacy that I feel like sums up you and your leadership style over these past 6 years. Peter Stropel says, "Legacy is not leaving something for people, it's leaving something in people." Thanks for leaving your legacy within us. You've trained us well. And while we hate to see you leave us, we're ready, we're willing, we're ready to move to the next chapter, because the last chapters you've written for us are so beautiful. So, we now have more chapters to write. And we can't see what those might be. Somewhere you're going to have a desk, Dr. Brake. We know that. Now that could be at home or in an office somewhere. And we never want you to forget us. Not like you would, but we got you something just in case, so that you will remember us. And this gift is from all of us in the LPS family. So come on down. We will present it.
Very nice. Thank you. Very kind.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Well, so many great comments and so on, but, you know, I guess real quick before we move on to the rest of the meeting, I will say just one more time to recognize Dr. Brake and everything that you've done. I appreciate it.
The Department of Education recognized the Owensboro Public Schools for our visionary and innovative work, opening the Owensboro Innovation Academy. KDE recognized 4 different school districts that day with innovative projects, and we were one of those lucky school districts to get recognized. And I received this plaque on December 3rd in Frankfurt, and I just want to present it to Mr. Edge and the board for their work and dedication and resource management and allotment to innovative programs in our school district.
Board comments. Dan?
Well, I want to make a correction to his, you know, something that we did have 6 years ago was the Texas Gas Building, and I don't think anybody
Didn't want to mention that.
could have helped us out. Opportune time than Nick Brake. I'm telling you, it's been a pleasure to serve with you.
Thank you.
I was a little upset when you resigned, but I'll move on. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. Appreciate serving with you.
Dr. Luckett?
So I haven't got to be on the board with him very long. In fact, I told him, and I told several people that when I was running, people were like, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I think we're doing a really good job. I want to keep Dr. Brake. And I said, he made me a liar and you're in my term. So, I met him through Leadership Owensboro. I started coming to the meetings here because of Leadership Owensboro. Decided that I was going to serve on the board because of that. So it's been a really great experience. And I know that you'll be successful in whatever you do now. It is sad to see you go, but I appreciate everything you've done for me and for the district.
I'm glad you're on the board. Thank you for serving. Thank you.
Michael?
Yes, I want to say, Dr. Brake, I tell you, some years back, I got back from overseas and wanted to really get involved with school and this district because I saw a lot of the transformational things that you did. And it really amazed me how you took the district and just transformed it. And then I also looked at the people, the teachers, your staff, the faculty, administrators. The morale was really high. That's one of the most important things that I see in a leader. If you can take, a district and transform it, and the morale is really high, which means everybody's happy, and even the students are happy. I wanted to be a part of that. And I know that it takes a lot of work. And when you got in here, you went right to work. And that's what made me want to, be part of this board and to just help keep it going. And I appreciate all the work you've done, and I know you'll be successful in anywhere you go.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Thank you.
And also thank your family. They're great. Just want to put it in there.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I agree. They are great.
I'd like to point out a sweet coincidence, the recognition from the state that from Suzanne Miles was signed on December the 6th, the Feast of St. Nicholas.
That's right.
I think that says a lot.
We put our shoes out and still follow that tradition in our household, for sure.
So we're gonna put our shoes out as a district and see if we get a superintendent.
You will. You will. You'll have a good one.
Dr. Brake, it's been an honor. I feel like I've been part of OPS during a time of Camelot. You have represented us in Kentucky and on the national stage too, with such grace and dignity. And in the current world climate, that really stands out. You've been an excellent role model for our children as well as for all the adults. And I really appreciate that. You earlier said that for you, this is for your family. Being superintendent has been a family affair. And I like that. We all know that Owensboro Public Schools is not just buildings. We are the people inside. We make up a family. And I said in August, just because family members go on to find new challenges and have new adventures, it doesn't mean they're not part of the family anymore. So we're glad that you'll still be with us, and we hate to see you go, but we can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It's been great, sir.
Well, thank you, and certainly I'll echo the comments, and you know, Nick has been, for folks that don't know, Nick's been a personal friend for 20+ years. And I was thinking, sitting up here, I guess, when I moved back home, that Nick and Candy were some of the first folks that I met, but it kind of hit me while I was sitting here that I actually came home to take Candy's job, because she had left to move, she had moved on to a different job, and I started working at county government, so I guess that's why I met them so soon. But obviously love them both, and seen their kids grow up and all that. And your mother-in-law's great, your brother-in-law's great, I mean, you got the whole thing going. And,
Don't forget the new HS teachers.
well, we were talking about that later. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, go Eagles. Nevertheless, no, and obviously I've always known Nick was such a very intelligent, brilliant guy, but never worked with him on a professional setting. And similar to what Michael said, you know, watching this, and as my kids started going to the Owensboro School District and seeing what you were doing, I felt like I wanted to be a part of it and get involved. And it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing to work alongside of you, and you made me better as a board member, so I appreciate that. And along the lines of what Dr. Constant said, you know, as far as 6 years ago, and I guess it was, they credit Ronald Reagan was saying, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? And I'm certainly not in the habit of quoting Republicans. But with that, I'll say we're a lot better off now than we were 6 years ago, so I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.